Daisy is one of the most underrated characters in the world of Mario, but despite the mystery and oblivion surrounding this character, will she exist in the new Mario movie? Today I'm going to tell you who this peculiar princess is, and answer the question, where is Daisy in the new Mario movie? This princess is not new, she has existed in the Mario universe for a long time. And we could say that she is the second of the three main princesses of this universe, with Peach and Rosalina being the other two. But of the three, Daisy is the most forgotten. Well, even though she was the damsel in distress, just like Peach in the Super Mario Land game in 1989, since then we haven't seen her in a main Mario game. The only thing known about her is that she seemed to have a romantic interest in the mustachioed man with the red cap. And that she rules over the desert lands of Sarasa Land, being a neighboring kingdom of the already well-known Mushroom Kingdom. She was always thought of as another princess from Mario's world, and later it was thought that she would be Luigi's partner, as it made all the sense in the world since Mario's brother should also have a romantic interest. And with Daisy, not only would Luigi have company, but also Peach. Just imagine it, Mario and Luigi are a great duo, so Peach and Daisy could be too. But why doesn't she appear as much? In fact, she didn't even appear in the game starring Luigi, let alone team up with Princess Peach in the movie. The answer could be simple, Nintendo hates her. Well, they've never officially said it, and they're not going to, but is there any truth to all this? And you have to know something very important. The introverted gentleman you saw on the Super Mario red carpet, right behind Jack Black, is Shigeru Miyamoto, the father and creator of Mario, and of all the main characters in this universe, he made Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, and even Wario. But Daisy... This princess? Not even the god Waluigi were creations of Miyamoto, and therefore we will hardly ever see them in the main games. And that's why Waluigi never made it to Smash. But Daisy, yes? What happened there? It's just that this princess has a much more curious story than Waluigi. She exists in a limbo between oblivion and brilliance. That is, she could never replace Peach's role in the games, but she could also not be as excluded as Waluigi is. Because her creator was Gunpei Yokoi, an important Nintendo developer who was also Miyamoto's mentor. And unfortunately, this man passed away. He passed away, so all of Daisy's appearances are a tribute to him. So there is a great respect behind her creation, and that's why we can see her from time to time. And this is not thanks to Nintendo, as it seems that from one day to the next, they decided it was a better idea to put her aside and give more relevance to other female characters like Rosalina or even Pauline, who technically isn't even a princess. But anyway, she even appears in the movie as the mayor of New York. So why do we keep talking about Daisy? Well, the reason is quite simple. She became an icon in the Mario games. But not in the top ones, with better ratings, or in those where the Mushroom Kingdom is in danger, but in the spin-offs. For those who are not familiar with this term, I'll put it simpler. Do you know Mario Kart or Mario Party? Or Mario Tennis? All these games are spin-offs, meaning they don't have a complex or linear plot like other games. All these games are not directly developed by Nintendo, but by small Nintendo studios that work for this great company. And it was these developers who rescued Daisy. They gave her plastic surgery and a design change to make her look less like Princess Peach. Then they gave her a unique personality and even paired her with Luigi. In every announcement of these games, they put the two of them together, always holding hands or exchanging loving phrases. Even in a Daisy-themed Mario Kart circuit, we can see a giant statue of these two together. And so Daisy gained a fan club. Some who have a lot of affection for the princess and hope to always see her in the games. In fact, she was the damsel in distress in the terrible live-action Mario movie. And it was for the first and only time. On that occasion, they forgot about Peach to give more prominence to Daisy. And as we saw in this new movie, the same thing always happened. Daisy isn't there, but can she exist? Yes. In fact, her kingdom appears in the movie. that much in Peach's council map, and among the landscapes that Peach, Mario, and Toad must traverse, we can see a kingdom full of pyramids and sand. A kingdom that can only be Sarasa Land, the land she rules Daisy. But why didn't she help them defeat Bowser? This is because it would have been too easy. Do you remember I mentioned that Daisy has a unique personality? Well, she is energetic, explosive, and outgoing, and very athletic. She's not Peach, who usually has the role of being kidnapped, and that's it. And if in the movie Peach empowered herself and was able to face Bowser, can you imagine what Daisy would do? Bowser and Daisy have had minimal interactions throughout video game history. Which makes a lot of sense, since one of the few times Daisy and Bowser interacted, Daisy sent him flying. The interesting thing is that she did it with a single blow. So there are reasons why Bowser prefers to approach Peach and not Daisy, because he knows it would be much more complicated to try to do something to this tough princess. Additionally, there is another possible reason why Peach would not approach Daisy's kingdom or even think about asking her for help. And that is because the princesses can be both friends and rivals. As many times the idea has been introduced that Daisy would be like the equivalent to Wario for Peach. That is, to be slightly a bit more malicious, which explains her fierce personality that she still has to this day, so Peach would prefer not to deal with her. Additionally, there was a time in the early history of these characters where both had affection for Mario. There was a love triangle between the three until Daisy would choose to better put her attention on Luigi. Another reason could be that Princess Peach is unaware that there is another princess in the Sarasa Land Kingdom. Because in the movie, she seems very surprised to see another human in the Mushroom Kingdom. But could Daisy share the same fate as Peach, arriving through the pipes when they were babies? They may even have arrived together, and at some point, Daisy veered off in another direction, just like Luigi did in the movie. And so Peach was found by the Toads and adopted, while Daisy probably had a harder time. Because the desert is more hostile than the adorable Mushroom Kingdom, which could explain Daisy's more outgoing personality. But will we ever see her in a sequel? Let's not lose hope, as Daisy's lands also appear in Wario's games, and if this character makes it to a movie, Daisy can too. At least as a mention or a nod. Because even though Nintendo may want to forget the princess, she will always come back and will always have a group of fans who want to see her again with every game. It's no wonder she became the face of the spin-offs. Except for poor Waluigi, he needs more than luck to come back. And you, what do you think of Princess Daisy? Do you think we'll see her in the sequel to Super Mario Bros., the movie?